Are we on?
We are on.
Hello, hello. Hello, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi, we are here with Yashodhara. Hi, Yashodhara.
Hi.
How are you guys? Ladies?
Great.
Awesome.
Great. Okay, so Yashodhara is coming to London this weekend, 19th of January, with the Right Voice for You specialty class. Sell like crazy.
Exactly.
So we would like to know more about what is this class all about?
Yes.
If you can tell us a few words.
Well, it's a Right Voice for You specialty class, and Right Voice for You is a specialty actually in Access Consciousness that invites people to have their voice. And so one of the one-day specialty is like Sell Like Crazy, and I really like that class because it's really a space to start looking at your points of views about sales.
Okay.
And as we know in Access, we say like your point of view creates your reality. So now if you look at sales, if you look at selling, no matter what business you're in, like it doesn't even matter like if you're trying to create a relationship, like how do you sell? Like what points of views do you have about selling? I know a lot of people that have a point of view about, oh my God, I don't want to sell myself. I don't want to call people to actually sell what I have. What if selling was actually about offering the possibilities that you are and know about?
So is this tools that, for example, you can use when you're in the queue, you're getting your morning coffee, and you kind of want the queue to go a little faster, you want better service, you might want that, that free little donut or the coffee, the snazzier coffee, and then the other one. Could you use these tools for that? Would that be the sort of selling bit as well? Kind of get the service as well that you want?
Well, all the tools that you will get, you can use them anywhere. And the funny part was when I did this class a little while ago, there was like a woman who sold houses, and she sold like high-end like housing and castles and that kind of thing. And she just had like a deal going wrong the day before. So she arrived in class like a little like, had like a really big deal that like flopped, and I'm not really sure what it was about, but it didn't work out. And so we started the class with a conversation about it, and we looked at all the points of view she had about like, oh, it went wrong, and now what, and so we actually went to unwrap all these little things that were troubling to her world. And I think it took like a 20 minutes like conversation between me and her and the other people in class. And suddenly her phone rings. And it was the person that had said no to that castle. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. And so just 24 hours, not even 24 hours later, after clearing her points of views, there apparently was a new space created in which new choices could be made for all parties. Now, my question is, like, in your business, for all of you that are watching right now and later, how often will you buy into the choice that someone is making as the end point of a deal, of a sale, of a possibility, where if you would be willing to keep opening and going beyond whatever points of views you have, they have, others have, you will create a space in which things will always work out greater than they do right now.
Wow, this is gold, man.
Exactly.
Because it's like so much is usually built on points of views.
Yeah.
Points of views that we have, this should work out. If it doesn't work out, blah, 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 blah. Then you're like, how often are you aware also of all the points of views of the people that are thinking of buying, or that would like to buy, or that don't have the money to buy? And you have like in access in consciousness, what I love is the acknowledgement of like how aware we are. Now, when you are someone that does business, are you using all that awareness to your advantage, or are you being overwhelmed by it?
Yeah,
Exactly. And also because in Access, I see a lot of bars facilitator or bars practitioner that they want to start having a business with Access consciousness, Access bars. They stop to one point because they don't know. They say, I don't want to do it from this reality. I want to do it different. But then everything stops, like no clients, no students, or like when you're hosting classes and you are selling, the product, you want to do it from a space of invitation. You don't want to go and do it the seller type.
Yeah.
So how would this class contribute for people who are looking to create a business from this space?
Well, thank you for that example, because I think already when you look at that example, how many points of views are involved? Like even if you say, oh, I want to create an invitation, how much judgment do we often use to decide if something is an invitation or not?
Wow.
And this class will be an invitation to start looking at all the points of views you have, because if you're willing to be aware of all the points of views you'll have, and you don't try to hide them anymore, you don't try to justify them, you don't try to fight them or fight for or against them, but you're willing to see them, to be an allowance, you'll be able to start looking at, okay, so what is that point of view actually creating? Is it creating what I'm asking for? Or is it actually creating a space where I separate from what I truly like to have? And if it's separating, okay, am I willing to let it go? Am I willing to have no definition about what is an invitation? Am I willing to have no definition about what selling means? Because like, what definitions do we even have about sales? Yeah. Like you can go to a coffee shop because you feel like you want to have coffee, but then apparently you don't really want coffee, but your body was aware of you need to go to the coffee shop right now because there is someone who actually is a possibility for what you've been asking for in the business 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, this stuff, this clearings, these questions, these processes that we will do during that day are hopefully going to unlock the magic that you can have if you're willing to ask for it. What if you would be accessing to a totally different space into selling and sales without having to ignore the reality that's already present?
But this is about like selling you. Yeah, the way you present. Like anything. And also, what about the people that they have so many ideas, they want to create, but they have, what do you call it? Stage fright. And they don't want to do Facebook Lives, or they can't speak in public. This is a right voice for you specialty class. So
there will go there. Certainly space for that kind of questions, because that's sometimes also part of selling. Like it's also like, are you willing to be visible? Are you willing to show up? Are you willing for people to judge you? Like these are all parts that very often will also show up once you start to putting yourself out there. Like probably if you start looking at, okay, I would like to have more sales in my business, what will I have to be willing to do? Be willing to be that I maybe wasn't yesterday. So yeah, if that's a question in the class, that might certainly be something that we address. And what I've seen in these classes is that things just start shifting, and that shifts like how people will show up or show up suddenly. So Yes, welcome. Just ask yourself the question, like for whatever you're looking at in your life, will this day contribute to that?
Yes.
Yes. And so again, for this class, there is no manual. There is no we do this and then we do this and then we do this, which I think is a great invitation also if you would start adding that to your business. Because how often do we have all this kind of sales plans and we get all of this kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And then when we're in front of a client and actually step 5 would create way greater, we don't even allow ourselves to choose that because we have decided, no, it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4 first. Now, if you would allow yourself to not exclude 1, 2, 3, 4, but have all possibilities available, how much more could you have? How much more could you sell? How much more could you create? How much more could you generate in all areas of your life?
Exactly.
Yes.
How does it get any better? And
Right.
what is great about this class is that it can be taken online as well, right?
Yes. So you can be online and you can be live. So just be aware, if you take this online, we'll be in London time, where we start at 10 and we go to 5. So if you're in another part of the world, like European time, that starts at 11. So you can sleep a bit and then join us till 6. Yes.
Yay!
So thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
And for you, don't come.
No, don't
No.
choose it.
Don't choose it.
First sales tip. Just don't. I want to buy.
Don't change your point of view. Stay where you are.
No.
It's cool.